Jessica LaValle, and I'm coming to you from my garage. You can see all this wood in the background. Me and youngsters, we stacked all this morning before the rain came. Anyways, I love being out here. So I decided let's do a podcast out here. Why not, right? Anyways, today I'm going to talk to you about how I fell in love with singing. And I mean, there's so many reasons why I fell in love with singing. But the memory that comes to mind of how I started singing in the first place and how much and the reason why I love it is I had dad as a singer-songwriter, musician all my life, and I grew up listening to him all the time, singing. And it's something that I absolutely used to love hearing. Used to get up in the morning and about 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, sometimes Father would be out there in the kitchen or in the living room with his guitar singing songs, or at the kitchen table writing, or with his tape recorder. He used to have this small little tape thing that, if he was learning a song, he'd like press record or rewind or fast forward or whatever he was learning. I remember that so good. And I was really young. My earliest memories is probably 2 years old listening to that, right? And I used to love singing, but I just was shy. I was shy. Can you believe that? Now, I'm not shy one bit no more. But when I was a youngster, I was certainly shy, and I don't think I sang a whole lot in front of anybody except for my family and friends. But when I was 6 years old, I remember this specific time, and it was in the basement of the church in Little Blanc-Sablon. And Dad Borderline was playing, and they got me up on stage. They asked me to come up and sing a song. And I was so nervous, like I didn't know what to do. Anyways, I got up on a table, because I was so short. Anyways, they put me on a table. And here I was there on the table, and someone put a cowboy hat on my head, and I sang, "There's a Tear in My Beer," and "Ashes of Love." And at that moment in time, I knew that this was something I was going to do for the rest of my life. I knew it. I knew it in my head. I said, I know I'm going to sing, and it's going to be something I know I'm going to love doing. How is it all going to play out? I don't know, but like I knew then that this was going to be a part of who I am now for the rest of my life. And I was right. I knew I was going to be singing. And from that point on, I don't know if I ever stopped singing. It became an obsession. And it's something that I absolutely love doing. It's how I express myself. It's literally a part of who I am. There's no other way of putting it, because Jessica LaValle is the singer. It's going to be something I am going to be a part of for the rest of my life. And I love that. And yes, there was times where I took breaks from singing, raising family and doing other things, priorities, school, stuff like. There was lots of things that came in between all those years of singing, but it never left. It never left, because I think of singing 24/7, 7 days a week, pretty much every second of the day. I think of singing. And it's who I am. Okay, so that's just a little glimpse of how I fell in love with singing. And I'm sure there's many more little stories there, but I can't remember anything right now anymore. But I'm sure some other stuff will come back to me at some point. But that was the main thing as to how I fell in love with singing. I would absolutely love to hear about how you fell in love with singing. I believe that through music, especially, it's so important to have connections with people that have the similar things that you love to do. So it's just, I love hearing stories about this kind of stuff. So if you're a singer out there, please let me know how you fell in love with singing. Everybody has a different story, so it's really neat. But anyways, if you don't want to write down in the notes or in the comments in the bottom for everyone to see, that's fine. You can write me privately, and I'll read them there. Anyways, I look forward to hearing them or reading them. And anyways, I hope everyone has a wonderful day. And thank you so much for tuning in to Small Town Girl Podcast. And I'm your host, Jessica LaValle. And I really hope you come back. It's every Monday and every Wednesday. I never know when I'm going to post it, but this is kind of how it's going to go for now. And thank you for coming in and listening. And if you haven't yet, please hit the subscribe button. And also, please hit the like button. And thank you in advance. It really helps. Anyways, I hope you all enjoy the rest of your day. And cheers.